and welcome back. What we have here is a 1969 Hot Wheels spoiler series, Nitty Gritty Kitty. Now, I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. It took me a while to get one. I actually had to pay up for this one off of eBay, which that's where all the gougers are that like to sell the junkers to us restorers for big bucks. And this one's, being a Nitty Gritty Kitty, it's really, really gritty. It's a really gritty kitty. This had some major crashes outside. It's chipped up pretty good. And the front, it must have had brake problems because it sure did run into a lot of stuff. So we'll do the best we can, try to get that cleaned up and zinced up and see what we can do with this thing. So it's definitely going in the zinker. So, and it's going into lime away too. So Nitty Gritty Kitty, one of 68, 69, and 70. They were some of the best years for Hot Wheels, I think. And unfortunately, I missed them by a few years. So now I'm making my own collection of these, which I've been doing for 3 years now, filming for 2. So let's get started on this. Okay, here we are back with our Nitty Gritty Kitty. I've saved you the headache of watching me tap and drill all these holes. So I tapped it and put these little tiny self-tapping screws that you get from the Redline shop in here because they're the perfect size for the posts and the little spoilers motor. So here's what we have. And since this is a Hong Konger, it has blue windows, which is not in that bad a shape. We got some decals on here we're going to have to scrape off before we put it in the stripper. Just makes it work better since the stripper's not that well anymore. As a matter of fact, it's just low-grade garbage. Could probably pour old day old coffee on one of these things. It probably has more potency. But alrighty, just use my fingernail here to get them off. Alrighty, this is going to have to go in the lime away, and I don't even screw around with these axles. I don't care whether they're Hong Kong or whether they're USA. I'm never going to put these wheels back on anything else, so they get snipped. They are totally trashed, and I'm not going to do a restoration half-assed. So alrighty, got those off. These posts are a little bit worn, or these bearings look a little bit worn since this thing had a lot of outside play. So got those ready, and West Virginia pry bar. See if I can do this without having to fly across the room. Take the little torsion bar axles out. Okay, there's one side. There's one. I probably could leave them in here, but you know, she's going in the lime away. She's got some corrosion on her, so that'll clean her right up. And there's 2. Okay, let's gently remove the windshield since I don't have to buy one. That's good. That's a good thing. Just good cleaning with the wash with soap and water, and some Meguiar's on the windshield, maybe a little bit of buffing. Got to remember to charge my Tech Life. Alrighty, we'll get it in the stripper and see what we got. Stay tuned. Okay, and welcome back to our little Nitty Gritty Kitty, and boy is it gritty. So worked on this a little bit. This thing has some serious gravel pits all along there. Still got to work on. I worked on the front a little bit. It's got scratches all through the headlights, but I think if I use satin black on those headlights, or the, what they call it, the black vinyl top black that John sells. I think that'll get rid of a lot of that, or hide a lot of that. So we'll be doing that. It's been in the lime away, got all the corrosion off of it. I haven't wire wheeled it yet, but I've worked on this a little bit with these green pads that my buddy over at Diecast Graveyard uses. And this one is really, really gravel bitten, as I'd like to call it. I've still got a whole bunch of pits and all these little things. I doubt I'll be able to get them all out, but I'm going to work at it. Both sides of the doors just look so rough. I mean, they're better than they were. There, you can see it in the light. Look at that. Look at all those little dents in the doors. I'm slowly trying to work those out. See them on that side? There's a big one in the front, big whammo in the front fender right there. I mean, like I said, this car was well loved. So, lots of zinking, lots of sanding. We'll see what we can do to make this thing look halfway presentable. So, stay tuned. Okay, and we're back. Got the old zinc plating system out here, and got Mr. T keeping an eye on things for the first round of zinc plating on this Nitty Gritty Kitty, which was very extremely gritty. So let's see where it goes, how many coats I have to do. So stay tuned. Okay, here we are, and we have our Nitty Gritty Kitty out of the second round of the zinc bath. And a lot of people would just leave it at this, but you know me, when it comes to my red lines, and as much as I spend on these things, you know, I want them to be no toning, and I want them to look better than the day they were brand new, because this is my collection. And I will go extra steps just to make sure they look perfectly. Now, I've refined my steps. I mean, this is my pretty much my third year doing this. And like I say, there's certain things that you're just not going to get out. I mean, like that little nick right there from whatever. And this, let me get it off of here. This gravel pit right there, and there was a hole in those two right there, and those right up here. You're not going to get those out. I mean, these little things, I mean, this has just been a well-loved, well-played with car from the past, and it's 50 years old. But like I say, this probably will be the only Nitty Gritty Kitty that I get to do, because they are expensive. I paid up for this one, I admit. I paid the scalper's prices, which is ridiculous. But it's all supply and demand. If you got it, and you ask those prices, eventually somebody's going to pay it. But you know, it's a shame it has to be that way, but I mean, there's still deals to be found if you really dig, and sometimes by luck they come up. But like I say, we'll make the best of it. And like I say, I don't spare any money when it comes to the content for my channel, because as up till now I was self-supporting on it, you know, and I still am. But like I say, I got cars on. I decided to sell a couple cars on eBay to help front the money for this, which I have no problem fronting it. I just wanted to put a little bit more money back into it. And like I say, if you haven't checked out my General Lees, go check them out. If they're on eBay as of this week. well, maybe they might be off by the time you get, but I'm going to try to, if it works well, I'll do one every month, maybe, if people want them. So my wife's up there singing to Kiss right now, which is cool. So, but anyhow, we have a rock and roll household here, which I'm totally cool with, and we're all fiending for some live music. What we need to have to do is have my buddy Juan over at Matchbox Restoration do a live concert for us. I could use some right now. So, but anyways, that's enough. Like I say, I'll go this way, and usually you can either leave it at this point right here, which I'm still going to do some more work on it. But for the sake of the video, we're up at almost 4 minutes already. And you probably heard enough of me talking. I mean, there's still going to be gravel pits in this thing. But I've tried to get it as perfect as I could. I've even straightened the hood. I can't remember whether I filmed that or not. But if I didn't, I'll go over it right now. It was cocked that way. So what we did was I just actually took my finger like this and just started pushing on it. And then I took my little tiny hammer and just tapped with a piece of wood and just ever so slightly tapped on this edge right here, and that pushed everything into place. And then I had a punch, and I put it right on this A-pillar here and just ever so slightly tapped it without cracking it. The first time I've done that in a long time. Usually end up cracking an A-pillar. But all in all, this Nitty Gritty Kitty is not looking so gritty, and I still kept if you see, I still kept the door lines, at least most of them. Usually that's the first thing to go, but like I say, somebody will say, well, you sanded away most of the door lines. Well, I had to make it look halfway respectable. And I wasn't going to prime and paint this thing after. I mean, after all, it's a freaking Redline. For God's sake, it needs to be back to its former glory as much as I possibly can, and then some. So it will be sexy, trust me. Stay tuned. Okay, and we're back. Just wanted to show you quickly. This is the mess that Redlines make, and everybody who's done one correctly will know what this is all about. And this is you'll have it sticking to anything that's magnetic on your tools, especially like your screwdrivers and your Allen head screw. You know, you'll be forever picking this shit off your tools. So, but anyways, I just wanted to show you that real quick. This is usually what George's workshop looks like right now. So, when you're doing Redlines, stay tuned. Okay, here we are back with our Nitty Gritty Kitty that's very, very gritty. And I got I got a lot of the gravel rash out. You can still see some gravel rash or blacktop rash, whatever you want to call it, on the driver's side. Tried to do it without trying to lose the doors, and the doors are still there. They're not quite as pronounced, but you can still see them. I didn't want to take it any further because then I'd just lose the doors altogether. So this is where it's going to have to be. It's got some gravel rash still on that it will aggravate the hell out of me, but what are you going to do? So this is where we're at, and I'm going to go ahead and try to pick a color. I might do a full polish on this. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. So once I decide what color I want to go with, it will decide that. So I've already done greens and I've already done blues for my spoilers. I have one orange. So we'll see what I can find. So stay tuned. Okay. Here's my Nitty Gritty Kitty again. I was going to leave it the Doll triple aught steel wool zinc plate, but I was seeing too many blemishes still in it. So I got out my polishing wheel and went ahead and polished the darn thing, and I think it'll give me a better finish once I'm done. But all the damage that was on the sides, are mostly out. There's a couple deep things on there that I'm not going to be able to get rid of, but for the most part, I'm really happy with it. And I'm going to go with the Plum Crazy Purple because I haven't done that color in a while and I want to try it again. Yeah, we did lose a little bit of the door outline, but there's nothing I can do about that. I got the millions of door dings that were in it from getting crashed, so it's better than painting it and then, you know, putting a silver base and then shooting it. I want this thing to look original, so that's just one of the things you have to, decisions you have to make. So I think it looks better this way than it gravel bitten or blacktop bruised. So we're going to go ahead and shoot some Plum Crazy Purple on here. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are back with our Nitty Gritty Kitty, all nice and painted, all Spectre Flame purple. Got it right about the right color. Stopped it before it got too dark. Probably the toughest color that I've ever painted in Spectre Flame. The rest of them are pretty self-explanatory and easy. Red's another one that'll get too dark on you if you're not careful. Now, from the Redline shop, I have these that I got from John, which are the factory stickers, and we are going to go ahead and put those on and get everything ready for the parts reveal. Well, actually, no. We still have to put the axles back in and straighten those up, so I'll show you how to do that. Stay tuned. Okay, and we are back with our Nitty Gritty Kitty in the base and the wheels. I've already put the torsion springs back in there, so all we have left to do is push the wheels on. We use our tool from the Redline shop and put it behind the wheel. Push it the rest of the way on. Here's one. So, two, and then we'll put that back here. Nice and pushed on there. Got the bigs in the back and the mediums in the front. Yeah, it's supposed to have regular wheels, but I put deep dish on because that's what I usually put on mine most of the time when it goes in my collection. Yeah, I did use them on the Maverick, but I just wanted to show that I could do a straight full force restoration that's 110%. This one will be with an exception of the wheels. Now, see, the next step is, which is most important, see how those torsion wheels are pushed downward? Next step is to straighten those bad boys. That's a little better. Let's see. Stick this behind here. Pull forward a little bit. Okay. Do the same with this one. Okay. Now I got to go forward. I got to go forward with this one a little bit more. They are fiddly. And once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. There's one. Now, get these back ones sitting level. There's one. There's two. And this is very important. I mean, you got a chance to make them brand new or better than new. You might as well hook the wheels up. As far as I'm concerned, I've seen a couple that don't, but definitely I will. Okay, that's pretty close. Except for that one right there is giving me a fit. Just a little bit. Let's see here, that's pretty good. Okay, think we're ready to show all the parts. Stay tuned. Okay, and here we're back with all our little bits and pieces to our nitty gritty kitty. As you saw, we got the wheels straightened out. I used some of the Redline Shop's magic or black vinyl top on the grills, and we reworked that whole front end, which was all beat up. As you can see, it's nice and straight now, or as straight as I can get it. Got a nice new set of deep dish wheels from Bright Vision. We got the tail end all nice and polished, and the taillights painted clear red, just as it was originally. The windshield, I've used a nice, did a nice buffing on it. Got the little tiny gravel chips out of the back window. They're all fixed. The motor is all nice and high polished. After it shot off my buffing wheel and went on the floor and had to dig for it for 45 minutes. And last but not least, we got our, well, we already went over that. Got our interior, which just needed washed. So here's all our pieces. Let's go ahead and get it put together and assemble it. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are at the reveal, and I'm going to throw a shout out to Bright Vision. I get all my wheels from Bright Vision. I can buy them in more bulk that way, and they're really good quality wheels. They're not some of that shit that you get on eBay. So check out the Bright Vision wheels, either there or John's at the Redline Shop. So without further ado, here's our nitty gritty kitty, all restored. In purple Spectre Flame, correct decals, all nice and polished up. It was really gravel road rashed from either blacktop or gravel. Well played with. Wheels where you could tell just by the wheels. Spent a lot of time massaging this body to get it to look this good. In driver's side, you can still see just a few little, little tiny dents. But if you just keep going at it, you're just going to end up losing all the detail off of it. And I don't want to do that. And like I say, this is going in my collection, and I think she turned out perfect. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I want to thank all of my new subscribers, and I hope that you will enjoy my diecast journey. I switch it up from week to week and try to do something different. Plus, it keeps me interesting for me. Hope everybody is safe, and I know it's crazy. I'm one for being outside and doing things, and I will be, on my farm, but for the most part, this is what you're going to get. So thanks to all my subscribers and to all my friends all over the world. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you are safe and well, and your families are too. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good weekend.